All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Hey, Salaki was one of the brothers, probably one of the brothers chiming. But double honors to our elders, GMS New York, and honors to you brothers out there teaching truth 100%. All right, so we continue where we left off. This is part 2. Native Americans are marked as Israel. It says right here, Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 27, and Yahweh shall scatter you among the nations, and ye should be left few in numbers among the heathen, whether Yahweh shall lead you. Right, man. You know, it was just for that moment you will be left. What it says in Hosea chapter 1 through 10, 11, Israel should be a sand of the sea. You know, eventually the Gadites are gonna multiply anyway. Anyway, wherever they are, you know, that prophecy just had to be fulfilled. Okay, let's continue right here. It says, let me see. All right, where we left off, it says, American slaves from Virginia, North Carolina, and other were also, and the American slaves talking about the tribe of Gad, all right, the Gadites, so-called Native American, sold to the West Indies and Bermuda and Virginia laws of 1660, 1711, and 1723 specifically referred to enslavement and transportation to a foreign country or to the West Indies as punishment for Americans, Gadites. All right, it fulfilled a prophecy, Deuteronomy 28:64. All right, Deuteronomy 28:68 and Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 27. It says Native American slaves show up in many areas as a result of English activity. In 1688, the London Gazette had an advertisement for a black boy, an Indian. Right, man, like I said before, all Gadites, so-called Native Americans, they don't look like the stereotypical image that Esau put up through his media, man. You know, and tell the truth, a lot of you so-called Negroes, Negroes meaning dark-skinned people who think they're so-called African Americans from the tribe of Judah. Actually, a lot of you from the tribe of Gad. All right, a black boy, an Indian, about 13 years old, run away from the 8th instinct from Pulteney with a collar about his neck. Description: the Lady Bromfield's black. In 1694, the same paper advertised for a Tanny Moore with short bushy hair who had run away. All right, there you go. Then showing how to get what the Gadite looked like. This could refer to American African mixed blood, meaning a Gadite and Judite mix, but again, most likely it's a pure blood Gadite. All right. In 1709, the Tatler had an advertised for a black Indian boy, 12 years of age. It said it would appear that both Americans and Africans, all right, not American or African, Gadites and Judites, began to appear in exotic pageants and entertainment stages in London during the 17th century. All right, so just prove, man, that the so-called Native Americans are Israelites, man. All right, it says right here, Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 33. Thus said Yahweh of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah, children of Israel, the northern kingdom, the natives of America, and Judah, the so-called Negroes, West Indians, and Haitians, were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast, and they refused to look. All right, man, because Esau, the so-called white man, refused to let the 12 tribes of Israel go, man. And still today, man, you know, because you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you're a big part of Esau economy, man. And if we all decide to leave, you know, Esau economy will crumble, man, because they depend on our labor and our consuming. All right, let's go back to here. It says it would appear that both Americans and African Gadites and Judites began to appear in exotic pageants and entertainment stage in London during the 17th century. Um, it is not always possible to clear certain that have never seen a performance since African or African Judites were sometimes dressed up as Americans Gadites, or perhaps vice versa, right, man? Because you couldn't tell the difference, man. They were dark skinned, all right. In 1629, the libret for a passion referred to a Indian boy holding in one hand a long tobacco pipe and the other a dart, but he is riding on an ostrich. A 1672 pageant showed in West India some tawny Moors working and playing music. Also, the audience heard a masculine tawny woman declare that the better made attention draw, be pleased to know that I am American. I mean, she's so-called Native American woman, but got a woman from North America. And like I said, Deuteronomy 28:6-8, what no man should buy you, nobody should save us, man. All right. It says in 1695, a London pageant featured a plantation scene showing Negroes, Judites, Townies, which are Gadites, and Virginia planters, so on and so on. All right, the American presence in Britain was augmented by the activities of the English, basically. All right. And then you go down here, talking about the Gadites. I'm gonna dig a little bit more later on the Gadites in the southwestern area. All right, cause a lot of them were sold in slavery too. Along the frontier of Mexico, slavery continued during the 1690s and persisted until the 1860s, primarily involving Apaches, Navajo, and Pueblos. All right, and if you do your research, a lot of Apaches, they was on a slave plantation in Louisiana, man. And one of your famous singers, James Brown, his paternal bloodline go back to Apache, man. All right. Now I'm not saying James Brown ancestor was slaves on the plantation in Mississippi, but they was definitely down south. Yavapai, Salaka, if I pronounce it wrong, the other border nations whose resistance made them subject to being captured. Some natives from this region were shipped to the West Indies, while others, such as the Yaquai in the 1880, was sold to Yucatan. Right, man? They were sold to the Edomites down there in Mexico, man. The Spanish elite. All right. Then this is something interesting. This is for tribe. After the abort of Tupac Amaru rebellion in Peru, this is dealing with tribe of Asher in 1781-83. However, the Inca nobility suspected disloyal to Spain were executed in prison or shipped to exile in Spanish Sahara. Thus saw Americans reach still another part of Africa. So you got Asher over there in Africa, man. Over there in Africa. All right, the Northern Kingdom, man. All right. It just fulfilling Deuteronomy 28:64, man, and Deuteronomy 4:27, man. That the native people in America, they're Israelites, man. You can't get around it, man. You cannot get around this. All right. Let me see something else. See, 1705, the death penalty is prescribed. This from the book Slave in America. All right, and another thing, how the so-called Native Americans got over here is in 2nd Esdras chapter 13, 39-48, in the King James Apocrypha, or in the 1611 King James Bible. All right, and that happened after their captivity in 722 BC. All right. But basically, back to the lesson. 1705, the death penalty is prescribed for any slave apprehended 40 miles north of Alma without a pass. Pennsylvania law forbidding the importation of Indian slaves from North Carolina. Virginia declares Negro, mulatto, and Indian slaves within the men to be real straight. And mulatto don't mean necessarily mixed, man. It just meaning a light-skinned Gadite slave, man, because they reclassify a lot of Gadites as mulattoes and Negroes. All right. Gadites were so-called Native Americans. 1706, Louisiana settlers request of France that they be allowed to trade Indian slaves in the West Indies for black slaves at the rate of 3 Indians for 2 blacks. At this time, the orders of French throne, Louisiana rests began a slave trade with the West Indies, sometimes changing 2 Indians, Gadite slaves for 1 black slave, 1 Benjamite slave, man. All right. Let's go down here. 1709, the Quebec Jacques Rodin declares that all Pawnee Indian slaves and Negroes who have been bought shall be purchased hereafter shall belong in full proprietorship to those who have purchased them as their slaves. That's up in Canada. And Canada, they didn't want a lot of Judite so-called Negro slaves because they already had Gadite slaves up there. All right. Let's see. 1718, the founding of New Orleans ends the struggle